The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of WWDB-TV.
Welcome to Sin City Bounty.com.
We didn't get to the pussy part of the song.
That's right. He did not take us to the pussy
That's
part
normally
of the song.
that's normally where I perk up. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, the line is, well, my girl's got the sweetest pussy.
It's perfect.
And then we usually start. Elexia, myself, my personality page, posted a video on why you should probably not shave your pubic area. There's science behind that. So if you get a chance, check out Elexia on Facebook and you can watch that ASAP science video. Or you can go subscribe to them. I suggest subscribing them on YouTube. So there's like a few things this week that kind of pissed me off. We're going to talk about one of those a little bit later.
In the meantime, I'm getting, I know it's super unprofessional, but I'm getting soccer updates while we're here, in case anyone wants to know. My child played amazing. So just sharing.
What soccer, though? Is this the...
It's a game.
No, I meant...
Oh,
it's a specific game?
Right.
Okay. So it's not like the Vegas Lights or something, right?
No. It's
you don't have a bet pending?
No, I don't have a bet pending. Wouldn't that be amazing? I'm going to start betting on kids' soccer. Like, I feel I'm that kind of parent. I have no doubts. Speaking of, really quick,
I'll bet you there is like a secret parent betting group somewhere just for soccer games.
There has to be, and I would absolutely be part of it. Like, I have no qualms about that. But I have to share something really quick, and then I have to share our page, and then we're on. You've mentioned it. We've talked about it on the show, and I've had friends mention it, including one of the soccer parents, say to me, you have to check out the show Shameless. Like, you will love it. Yes,
I love that show.
So I'm super into it now. I am in season 2, but before it started, I had a friend who would always tell me, watch Weeds. Like, she reminds me of you, the main character. Like, you'll sit there sipping your drink and the world will, like, go to shit behind you and you'll just be there like... So when everybody kept saying, watch this one, I'm like, all right, I mean, do they relate me to a certain character? And I start watching it, and I'm like, I really fucking hope not. Like, am I the drunk dad? I don't know. I like to think I'm not.
So, Sierra's not here because she's a little indisposed at the moment, but she'll be here very soon. She loves that show because she thinks it completely emulates her entire life.
Right. So I was talking with her about it, and that's what she said to me as well. So... I don't know. Also, really quick, sharing this live. Any of y'all want to go ahead and share this on your page, please do so. And
for those of you who are watching the fancy video up on YouTube or on our website, just so you know, every Tuesday night from 7 to 8, we stream live on our Facebook page. So please, by all means, head on over to Facebook, because we know you got an account. There's like 4 billion people on the planet got an account. And if you're watching this at all, you've got internet, which more than likely means you're on Facebook. Go like our page on Facebook. We are also on Twitter and Instagram, Google+, Pinterest, and a couple other places.
And guys, when you say you don't have Facebook, the first thing when a guy goes, I don't have Facebook, I'm like, yep, married. You got Facebook, your wife is on it.
You know what? More than likely, they're one of those, they are married, number one, and they are included in their wife's Facebook. So it's
so it's a joint account?
It's like Heidi and Jeff Klum.
When you see the joint accounts, the first question is, who did something wrong? Like, who fucked up?
Right?
When you're like Bob and Joan Smith, or Bob Jones Smith, you're like, One of you fucked up.
Right. That's what I think.
Now, yeah, that's what most people think. And like, oh, now you have a joint page.
Unless they're super old. Unless, like, not like super old, but like in their 60s or so. Because then it's the wife wants to be there and the husband's just like over her shoulder.
Or vice versa, and they don't know how.
Right,
yeah. No, my, totally. Totally I could see the older ones just kind of sharing.
And since you mentioned that, because I didn't even put that together, but since you mentioned that, I'm pretty sure that anybody who tries to claim, and famously they think they're so cool for not having a Facebook,
right,
I'm going to wonder, it's probably because you fucked up so bad on Facebook that you can't be on Facebook.
No, I mean, in most cases I really think that they're just on there. I occasionally, I had one guy, and he said the same thing. He's like, I'm not on Facebook. I don't do any of that. And yeah, no, he was totally on Facebook along with his wife. So that's how I know it happens. It happens.
On Facebook, since everybody is on Facebook, you should know that we have a super secret Facebook group. You can become a member of the super secret Facebook group if you support us on Patreon. So you can head over to patreon.com/SinCityBounty. $1 a month is all you need to pledge, but that doesn't get you into the secret group. $5 a month gets you into the super secret group.
And in the super secret group right now, one of my favorite things in there right this moment are your drawings.
Oh, my doodles.
And so you're doing some type of doodle thing this
month. Shout out to the Inappropriate Bullet Inspiration group that I belong to. I love that group, and there's a girl in there that I have a crush on, and she put up this inappropriate doodle challenge.
Right.
And they're single words.
And you rose to the occasion. Like, you rose. You're like, I got the inappropriate doodles down. I mean, there was one just to share, to encourage you to, pay the $5 and join our super secret group. But there was one where it was curls.
Yes.
And it was literally somebody with like a pube in their tooth. And it's so good. Your doodles are so good.
Oh, thank you.
So that's my favorite thing to like go in there for, is to look for your totally inappropriate doodles.
There's a few of them I'm not very proud of, but they're still really cool, even though I think they're crap, right? Like, one of the earlier ones was rigid, so I just drew a huge penis on a dude.
But it is comically long.
It is.
I saw nothing wrong with it.
In my head, I had that whole satyr from the Mediterranean statue thing going on, and that's what I wanted to draw, and it totally did not come off like that, but it's still cool.
My favorite one is Mustache.
Mustache!
Because she was like, I don't know why I love this one so much, and I was like, because it looks like Mike.
If Mike would have done something rude, made that rude gesture.
He would have.
Which, no, he didn't really do those kinds of things. Speaking of Mike, today is his birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike, wherever you may be.
I texted Sierra, and we manage his Facebook page because he's passed on, so we turned it into a page.
Legacy page.
His legacy page. And so I texted Sierra, and I said, if I were to put a skull with the happy birthday hat on, I said, would that be inappropriate?
And I said, well, I think it's hilarious, and Mike would have laughed his ass off, but the rest of the rubes might get upset, so...
But I posted it anyway.
Fuck you, people. We know his humor.
So that's kind of amazing.
So it says, happy birthday to me, and it's a skull with a little cute birthday hat. So cute.
Since you'll be managing those, should I pass, or when I pass? I would like the same, please.
Very well, then.
I think we have a pact. If any of us pass, we'll manage each other's pages.
You are officially my legacy partner on Facebook.
I believe you are mine as well.
I'm nobody's, but I just need y'all to storm into my house, get rid of the vibrators, and clean the porn.
For those of you who don't know, you can set other people to be legacy holders.
So if something happens to you and you die, they have the ability to go in and turn off your account or turn it into a legacy page or whatever. Yeah. And
So let me just tell you in advance that you might not want to scroll through the messages, just in case.
We'll be posting them all
We
post-mortem.
love those messages, by
If
the
you're
way.
going to do it on my Toxi page, because that's the one. That's the one.
My butthole burns so much right now.
I was going to ask how your ass is doing.
It is not doing well. So, in case you have not followed this show for anything longer than 30 minutes, my gallbladder was removed a couple of years ago, and as such, I now have unpredictable reactions to fatty foods. And the food we had for dinner tonight is literally the same meal we eat every Tuesday night. Nothing has changed about it. 2 weeks ago, no problem. Last week, no problem. 3 weeks ago, no problem. Today, I added cheese sauce from a pretzel twist, and my asshole is on fire. And I don't regret a single drop of the cheese sauce that I licked out of that little tub. Blech.
She cleaned that thing sparkling.
You could eat cereal out of that little tub now. For realsies.
So I would do the same. I had that pretzel twist from the place that you
With the
got
cheese
it
sauce?
with the cheese sauce.
Holy shitballs, that
And
was good.
Afterward, I was also tongue in the cup. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I was going so hard. I'm like, I would make a great lesbian. Like that's how good I am at clearing those cups of cheese. Like no,
She can reach the bottom of it.
Right. I will get in there for the cheese. I mean, obviously for the cheese.
For the cheese.
So totally a cheese. Cheeseaholic.
Especially cheese sauce, and the faker the better. Honestly, I love fake cheese sauce. Melt me down with some Velveeta, throw some Rotel in there. That's good.
There is a place I want to go to. Actually, here's what I want to do. There's this place I saw that has a cheese cart, and it has all of these, like, I don't care if they smell like taint. I don't care. Like
I like smelly cheese.
I will eat any kind of cheese there is.
But she won't
like,
eat mayonnaise.
No, but I will eat cheese, like any cheese. So I saw this fancy thing where, they push the fancy cart around and, you get all this stanky ass cheese. I feel like I should throw a cheese party.
Hell yeah.
And I'd like everyone to just bring different types of cheese. I mean, I'll have Velveeta and, packets of
That American singles?
The American singles that you slice. But I would love to throw a cheese party and have everyone just bring you can go to like Albertsons, you can go to Trader Joe's, has a ton of cheese.
If your Smith's was recently remodeled, you have a whole cheese area. Like a little fancy ass cheese area
and
with
when
all
they
of them.
put the crackers out, it is like Christmas.
They sample the fuck out of them cheeses too. It's so good. It's
like Christmas and a new penis like all together, because you never know what when you open like the cracker, like what you're gonna get. You never know what's in there. So
It's delicious though.
Stop at the cheese stand anytime you go into
your local Kroger store.
Is it Kroger?
Smith's is a Kroger brand, yes.
Vendetta says, this is why I advocate for bidets. Vendetta, that is the second time this week that we have said that.
You know what? The burning has nothing to do with, this is going to go well into, if poop annoys you, put us down, walk away for about 3.5 minutes and come back. Okay? If you're watching this post-production, just skip ahead about 3 minutes.
At least give them a lesson along with it. If you're going to talk about the stuff, at least give them some choice piece of advice.
Some choice piece of advice?
As Johnny Fever leaves.
So, choice piece of advice is to always carry your wet wipes with you and never be afraid of pooping in public places. Just go for it. Don't try to hold that shit in
public places.
If I had to hold in what just came out of me, it would have been a nightmare in here. I would have been in pain. I would have been in agony. Oh, my belly hurts so bad. So anyway, it's not about how often I have to wipe my booty, because I do have to wipe my booty a lot. The problem is the force with which it comes out. Sometimes causes
do like total impressionist paintings, like on a canvas.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And it comes out in full color. It's not poop. It's undigested food. I'm basically vomiting from my butthole. This is what's happening. Projectile poo. That is what's happening right in there. I told you could walk away. So
here's what it is, really quick. Anytime, like I vomit or I have, diarrhea, what have you, I'm a firm believer. I'm like, it is a free cleansing. Like, do you know how much you pay for that shit somewhere? You just enjoy that.
listen, I would have want my money back because that hurt real bad.
You're clean now.
I also have no food inside me now,
That you're clean.
but I'm hungry again.
That's what I was gonna say. Does that make you hungry again?
It does. When my duodenum malfunctions and it forces my intestinal system to eject everything at once, like it's like opening the pod bay doors without anybody, all the shit just all out at one time. There's no control over that shit. Just right out. And it's all stomach bile, so it's acid on my butthole.
That's ass bile. Like,
it is ass
acid
bile.
passes out of your stomach.
The force with which it comes out causes, the medical term for this is anal fissures. My little bunghole bleeds and it burns. So I get butt acid all up in my anal fissures. And it feels like I got a tiny angry Smurf.
3.5 minutes.
I was waiting to see how long it would go before she'd pull the trigger on it.
That's it. Once you started to get into Smurfs, time was up.
You know what? I'm going to say I have learned something new. At least I learned something new. Anal fissures is a new term I have never heard before.
It's when your butthole cracks and
Although,
bleeds.
I was able to relate it to the why you should not shave your pubic area video that I posted today.
I have not seen it yet. but I'd
When
like to see
you
it.
razor your pubic areas, you can cause micro, what do we call them? Lesions. Lacerations or lesions, in which STDs can still be passed even if you're wearing condoms.
Don't shave your pubes. It's
So
safer.
you're shaved pubes?
Yeah.
Because you are creating.
Why don't the posters
Micro
tell you
lesions.
this shit at the gynecologist's office?
Because all they care about is that you wear condoms and you get your vagina checked regularly, and really, that's what we care about too, and stop shaving your pussies.
So anal lesions, is that what you call it? Anal fissures and pubic lesions are the main reason gonorrhea and chlamydia exchange has gone up.
Well, that and old people don't use condoms because they figure they can't get pregnant. You know, the number one contractors of gonorrhea and syphilis are old people.
Yeah.
They're like, that's some vintage gonorrhea. Vietnam era gonorrhea.
Thanks.
Shall we
Grandma.
change the subject? Let's recount. You guys went out this weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
We said goodbye to Jacob.
We did, and I was totally this one's wingman all night long, baby. She was like, here, hold my drink. Here, hold my purse.
So for those of you who don't know, Jacob Palmer and Tammy Plush have left town. I saw the post today. They have arrived in Florida.
He has. She'll be out there in a couple months.
And but he did have a going away party, and these two young ladies went. There are a bunch of pictures posted on the Toxi's page, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. We should share those over. You should share those over
All right.
to the Sin City Bounty page.
I shall share those. And Jacob has a bunch posted as well.
Yes.
And a video of this one throwing a bottle like 3 different times.
They kept asking me to do it over again.
Every time I would turn, she's like, ooh.
Because Jacob is like, I need to
Was the sound
It was
included?
there was a noise. What was the noise?
There was no noise.
There was noise.
Well, then it was Jacob moaning.
Oh.
He was the one taking the video. I did it in passing to catch his attention. He was just panned past me, and I went, oh, and he was like, wait a minute.
See,
Oh, was that the noise?
it.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
And he was like, wait a minute, do that again? And so I did it, and he comes back like 3 minutes later. He's like, I can't, you need to do that again. I need to get it from the side. And so I did it again. If for those of you who don't know, I can take a normal beer bottle and some long necks, depending on how loose I've been that day, and I can just bloop, put it right in there. Oh.
Do we have a long neck? I feel
No.
we need an example. If not,
We'd probably get pulled from YouTube if she did.
Probably.
Yeah. If
well,
not
it
YouTube,
didn't get
then
pulled
Facebook.
from Facebook because she did it 3 times. Like, go back and watch the
Then
video.
we'll just share that goddamn video.
We'll share the video, and you can see me deep throat a bottle of Blue Moon, baby. If we ever go out and I'm not drinking whiskey or some sort of red Irish beer, then it's Blue Moon for those of you who were wondering or gave much of a shit.
So you guys got to say goodbye, so that's good.
We did,
except that he totally ghosted. So we're sitting on the couch and we're in the area and all the people are there and more people are coming in and they're obviously there for Jacob because, you know, it's a certain type of crowd. And so they're fat chicks kept showing up all night, okay? And I see Mr. and Mrs. Tammy Plush stand up and with a couple of their friends that I know they came with. And then they went out the door and they were messing around with security guards. And then they left. And this one, doing some things on the couch. And I turned to her and I said, hey, I think they just left. She was like, what? I'm like, well, they just left. And then they left. I think they left. She was like, they didn't say goodbye. And I said, but they left. And then we waited.
We're like, maybe
they did not come back.
Like, maybe they took a walk.
Maybe they went out to get a joint. I don't know. And then
pizza.
they came back. Yeah, because there's a pizza place right. No, they're just gone. I was like,
You
they
guys
didn't even
enjoyed
say
the rest of
goodbye.
the night on your own then?
We sure did.
We did. So
We cruised around some old downtown haunts we used to hang at and tried to get into one, but you know, it was Saturday night downtown, and so all the fucking hipsters are out. I have decided I am too old for that shit anymore. I used to love downtown, and I still love downtown. And when people ask me what to do when they come to Vegas, I say go downtown.
Go downtown.
And when they say, "Do you want to come with me?" I'm like, no. I am too old for the crowd down there now. I was sitting there. I was people watching all night. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love to watch people. Two things. We were at this little bar downtown called The Griffin. Love that place.
The Griffin.
It looks like Harry Potter inside. Just saying, go. It's fun. They've got fire pits in the middle of the rooms. It's great. The first thing I noticed was a couple that was very clearly on a first date, and the girl was really, really not into this guy. And this guy was trying so hard. And we could not hear what they were saying, but she spent the whole night with her arms crossed, her leg crossed away from him. She never once directly faced him except to do this. And the whole time she looked terrified. Honestly. The whole day she's just like, oh yeah. The whole fucking night I was like, this girl is not into this guy. No, meanwhile the guy, so this is the girl. The guy is like this the whole night. Did not take his eyes off of her once. I was like, he is not getting laid tonight.
Poor guy.
Then about 30 minutes later, that poor drunk kid this guy comes stumbling up. We're at the very front of the bar, and you can't really see the back of the bar the direction we were facing. And so past me, there's this like hips just start stumbling past me. And this kid who's got to be maybe 21, and he leans up against the pillar that's right there. And he's leaning in that drunk, I could throw up at any moment lean. You know that lean? We've all had that lean. You've seen me do that lean.
I know that lean well.
And he has a jacket, and he's trying to put it on, but it is clearly inside out, and he is clearly far too drunk to figure this the fuck out. He is almost fallen on top of like 3 people, because there's like a bunch of tables around this little area, and he's just stumbling around like almost comically. A couple of times people like put their hands up on his butt because they were literally like right here, and they'd put it's like that beach ball that was getting bounced around at a concert. They're just pushing him back out into the middle of the floor. And so he's standing there with his jacket, and I've done this with doorknobs, and he's just like, I had to get up, and I was like, let me have your jacket, honey. And he handed me his jacket, and I pulled his jacket inside out, or right side out, and I helped him put his jacket on. I was like, almost there, baby. Got his jacket on. I'm like, okay, you go on outside. And he goes on outside, and everybody's looking at me weird, and I said, he ain't barfing next to my table now, is he? I sat my ass back down. So...
I thought he was coming in our laps. Like, that was going to happen.
He almost, I don't know if you noticed the bigger guy in the corner. He almost fell on that guy ass first onto his flaming candle. There's candles on all the tables, real candles. If he'd have fallen in that, the poor drunk kid would have gone up like that because he was full of alcohol. It had just been like a fucking Molotov Bob cocktail. Just... Sorry. I had to play mommy at the bar, and that's when I knew, at that moment, I am too old for this now.
Or at least too old to try to hang out with...
I'm too old for Saturday night downtown. I also do not have enough hipster.
Just take me down. La Thai is down there, and I love La Thai, which is a little Thai restaurant.
Well, Hennessy's down there, which is that Beautiful
that's
Irish
true.
pub.
Right,
I love
right.
that place. That place is always packed
So
on Saturday
we'll
nights.
go down on a Saturday, but we're gonna stick in either Latai or the Hennessy's place, and you guys go roam around.
You have to go to fuck, what is that one called? It's not
Watch people fall off the fucking zip line.
Which one is it that has all of the games and stuff, like outside, like life-size, like chess and all of these games outdoors?
Too hipster for me. I've never heard of that place.
Shit, it's on the street that we parked on, but down more.
Well, all down that way, as far as I know of, is meth houses and crack addicts.
Well, I mean, yeah, obviously that happiness, but shit, I'll think of what it's
She'll
called.
find out what it is. We'll post about it later. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. That poor drunk kid. But I have been there, honey. It gets better. Or you get better.
We'll see Jacob and Tammy Plush later on this year when they come back, because they're not gone forever. Nobody leaves Vegas forever.
Oh, a little thing though, really quick. We were at the bar, and Sierra was on this side, and I was on this side, and we're at the bar, and some dude's like talking to her, right, just nonstop, and I'm like, oh, Sierra made a friend, and you know they're chatting back and forth. I'm just kind of standing there hanging out, and I went to step away, and I guess you and your friend were done talking, and then he comes around to me, and he's like, oh my God, I know you. You know me, right? I'm like, no, I don't know you. And he's like, I know you. I watched the show. We're on Facebook together. And I'm like, no, but hi, nice to meet you. And I kind of put my hand out. He's like, no, I hug. Boop, boop, boop. So no, I don't know you. I don't. I'm sorry.
So for those of you who are fans who we've never met in real life, when you stand there and start talking to us and we look like we don't know you, it's because we don't. This is a one-way video. It doesn't, like, I don't see you masturbating at your little laptop while you watch this show.
Just so you
I would
know,
like
on
to,
occasion
if
that
we
usually
could.
happens, even if I do know you. Just saying.
I don't know any of you. I know like 5 of you. Honest to God, if Wendy of Neverland showed up someplace, I probably wouldn't recognize her either, and we've known her since season 1.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, but we're just, it's crazy how more often it's happening. More often it's happening. It's like anywhere we go now, they're like, oh my God, blah, 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 watch the show all the time. And I'm like, that's great. Don't know who you are. Sorry. Because they just want to have a conversation with me. And I'm like,
I don't mind it. I'll have the
Yeah,
conversation.
I don't
If
mind. I just don't know you. That's
yeah,
all.
If
So
unless I have to be somewhere, like if I'm walking out the door and you want to talk to me about the show, I'm like,
right.
I'm so sorry I have to go. But and then
Yeah,
of course,
I don't mind either. But
Yeah.
I just like and I'm kind of like you. Like even if I know you, I probably don't know.
right,
Because I know a lot of people, but I don't
right.
like. I'm super bad at names.
this is why it's good to be the asshole in the group, because you can totally be the asshole and everybody thinks, of course she is. I don't have to be nice.
Like, oh, typical Sierra.
I have no idea what that guy was talking about at the bar, by the way. Something about his wife. Aside from that, I literally could not understand a word coming out of his mouth.
And here I thought you made a friend. I'm like, this is great. Like, she's got a buddy.
I was like this the whole time. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I'd like a blue moon and whatever's on special with vodka for this one. Oh, yeah, no, that's great. It's good. Yeah, of course. Thank you.
I had that conversation with her yesterday. I had that conversation with you yesterday. You fucking bitch.
Did you really? What did I do? Did I do that? To you?
You have that conversation with almost everybody I know.
Well, now you all know my
Where
secret.
you just go,
Yeah.
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I meant it with you.
See, the difference is when you do it, so it's kind of intentional, right? When you tune it out. For me, I have squirrel syndrome or like shiny quarter. I'm like, like I want to listen, but there's something shiny over here and I have to like figure out, so I tend to tune things out.
Yeah, totally.
That was the second time you have made me laugh today, and I've
did
lost
it
my
again.
breath.
Sorry.
The first time was when she told me that she wanted to try a whole month with no cursing.
Oh, yeah.
And look, I started laughing again, and I can't stop.
I'm going to try. I'm not going to curse for a whole month.
That, but
I can't even say it without laughing.
But you can't use replacement words. It's still the same. Like it's still the act of
You cotton candy eater.
No, like you can't. You have
I can't say cotton
you have to
candy
go-
eater?
No, you have to go full.
What do I do instead? What if I do if I stub my
If you
toe?
decide to stop drinking alcohol, don't let me see you with the no duels. Like, just don't.
Yeah,
Are you saying I can't drink grape juice?
yeah. If you're
No.
gonna be
you're
a
cutting it, you're
vegetarian,
cutting it.
there's no fake cheeseburgers, from vegetable cheeseburgers or
No
anything.
soy burgers for you, you tofu-ky eating vegan.
So she mentions to this while we're driving. Thank God I'm not driving. And I'm just imagining her trying not to curse at the people in front of her on the road, and I just could not stop laughing.
Because I think literally the conversation was like this: just turn, motherfucker! I think I'm gonna go for a month without cussing.
Are you talking about 1 month all at once?
No,
Or over
1
the
minute at a
course of
time.
10 years.
1 minute at a time. No, yeah, I'm thinking about a whole. I'm gonna pick a 30-day month, not I'm not gonna go crazy.
So,
Too bad February's passed.
I know. I made the decision sometime in the middle of February, so I was like, man,
really
fuck
quick,
that shit.
in chat, 2 of you know me. Hell, I used to work for one of you, and the other one flashed me her tits once to wake me up.
This is true.
I'd like to play a game of who is whom. Internet famous. Hey, I used to live in that part of town. Want to bet I left Vegas forever. I'm never going back. Tim said parting is such sweet sorrow that might be the cause of the ghosting. I did the same thing when I left Boston for Miami. Sometimes the Irish exit keeps the tears away. Does that mean getting drunk and passing out in the
Piecing
alley?
out. No, it's getting drunk and piecing out. You just stumble out the door. Everyone assumes you're going out to throw up, and you just never come back again.
I'm gonna do that one day on the show. Like, I'm not going to announce ahead of time, like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm just going to go and like go into the bathroom.
Will that be your exit for the show? It'd be like, what's the show that ends like that, where everybody just stands up and walks away? Like, there's a show that ends that way. I can't remember it. They're like, so that's the end. Oh, it's the end of the fucking Seinfeld, where the end of the Seinfeld is where they're all just sitting there like, so that's it, right? Yeah, that's the end.
So
That's the end of it.
I told Sierra, I said, if you're going to do this, then you need to bet someone. You need to bet someone like $50.
I don't care.
And she said, I can't afford that. So I said, well, you've just automatically made it so that you're not going to win.
Yeah.
You've got to bet so you can lose the money. And she said, no, I need to prove every motherfucker wrong. That's
I
what
need
she
to prove
said.
the
She needs to
motherfuckers wrong.
prove
'Cause
us wrong.
Even I don't think I can do it. So I got to prove everybody wrong.
Okay, so when we do this, like, my whole goal that month will be to, like,
Try to make her curse?
yeah, like, I'll feel like it's a goal. So if you're like, I can't curse, I'm going to, like, egg you on. Like, I mean, I'll find ways, but...
I mean, I'm a gun owner, right?
Oh, so she won't curse, but she'll murder your ass.
I didn't say a bad word when I did it. You're welcome. Boom.
Well, I'll just stay here. I'll only do it here.
I'd be like, come on over, Toxi. She'd be like, not this week.
Not till the end of the month. I know better.
Not till the 1st.
Learn my lesson.
Oh, my God.
Learn my lesson. That's why I'm missing a pinky toe.
She only has 9 toes, by the way.
I don't, but it sounded good.
You had something that you wanted to talk about. About somebody's collegiate dissertation or something.
I do. So I have this gentleman. Okay, quick story. My ex-sister-in-law, her very first boyfriend, I said to her from the get-go, like, hey, your boyfriend's gay. And she's like, no, he's not. I'm like, no, sweetie, he's gay. And she's like, no, he's not. I guess he is. So he's gay. And he is. So now fast forward years later, like we've kept in touch over the years. I was buddies with him. Great guy. He was actually at the hospital when my daughter was born. So I've known him for many years, and he's struggled really hard to go to college and then get through college, and just worked really, really hard. So he decided, hey, I'm going to school. I think he's in San Francisco for my master's. And so now he shared, and his master's thesis is on pup play.
Puppy play?
Puppy play. Like that's his.
And so like the first thing that came to my mind was like a cordoned off room with, plastic on the floor going up the walls because there are a million puppies in there.
So that I had to look it up. Like I kind of wanted a little more info. And we've joked on here before. Like I've always said I want to ride your dog around.
I have a big dog.
And then yeah, and he gets bigger every time. But
no, he gets fatter every time.
I'm like, wait, I don't want to ride a dog around. I just want a guy that I can ride around. Like a guy who's I could be like, hey man, I need to get to the kitchen, so I'm gonna mount up now. And like just
That's horsey play, not puppy play.
No, I want it to be a puppy. I don't like horses. Puppy.
What kind of 12-year-old girl were you?
And I had a horse farm. I wasn't into it.
I know lots of people who are super scared of horses.
Yeah,
I know some big ass dudes who are scared of horses.
I wouldn't say I'm scared, but when they're like, and then they're like slobber everywhere. It's not my thing.
No, you wouldn't like my dog then.
So his collegiate master's thesis.
Yes.
Is on puppy play.
Is on puppy play.
The sexual.
Puppy play, yes.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, all right, I'm going to check it out.
Oh, is this his thesis?
No, this isn't his thesis. When he's done, I would love to have him call into the show.
I want to read his thesis.
I'll definitely ask for more. First, I'm going to have to explain that I do this show. So that's the only reason I haven't done it yet. But
did he tell you the reason why he was doing his thesis on it?
No. But he's been announcing it. He's a sexual
counselor,
something or another major. It has to do with sexual, but he plans to do some type of counselor, and a lot of his therapy is going to be done through like stones and stuff. So natural methods, healing through. Anyway,
the only way I know to heal someone with stones. Involves large ones and glass houses.
So I looked it up, and there's a whole world out there that's totally puppy play.
How long have you been on this show?
And I've heard of it, but I've never really delved into it as
there's
much.
There's not KFC. There's AKC dog kennel type shows for puppies.
So I would like the KFC show.
Me too.
And if there is a fetish,
best in show, extra crispy,
that involves that, like I'm in. I am totally setting up a. What's that site you talk about?
FetLife.
FetLife. Totally setting up a FetLife, looking for the KFC action.
You mean you're not on FetLife yet?
I'm not on FetLife.
Are you on FetLife?
I'm on FetLife.
Like everyone.
Why are we not friends on FetLife?
I'm never on FetLife. I have an account there. I can't remember what the name of that account is right now, but.
Well, I'm on FetLife. I'm not telling you all what it is because it's my personal and private social media account, unlike the rest of them.
Yep.
I just need to find which category is brush my hair and tell me I'm pretty. I'm not sure.
That's
falls under.
I can tell you what that falls under.
Oh, it doesn't really.
There are Pamper queens. That's kind of what she would be.
That's a thing?
Pamper queen.
But you have to either go like you are the submissive route or you are the dominant route for that. You can't be like either you are the dominant telling him you must brush my hair and tell me I'm pretty, or you're the submissive who requires the pampering and you have a dominant who likes to pamper. That's
the one. I'll pick that one.
But then usually if you have a dominant, other things go with that. Besides
no, just the pampering. Only check the pampering.
Oh no,
box.
he's still gonna want to spank your ass.
God damn it.
And tie you up and probably hit you with something harder than a paddle.
God damn it.
You gotta take the lumps.
Why can't I just have a simple one?
No, because they spank you and then they pamper you.
So
It's really my favorite form.
So I just need to find one who will do that and then let me ride him to the kitchen like a puppy.
No, then you get another submissive that you can ride like a puppy.
You should be a submissive that has their own submissive.
Yeah. So nobody will do double duty.
It's like an
there's
Inception
not really double
kind of
duty.
You might be able to find a switch who would do it for you.
A switch.
More than likely, with all the stories that we have covered on this show, you will definitely find a switch that will be able to do it for you.
Get a FetLife account, you'll find them.
All right. So now I know. So I looked more into puppy play, and obviously I know like it could have, you could have the colors, and I know there's costumes, and I know all of that. But I brought an article which is 7 reasons puppy play is great if you're new to kink.
By the way, I want to name something, share something real quick. Vendetta just called me Sierra Sex Sherpa.
Sierra what?
Sex Sherpa. And I love that.
So just to share, pup play is one of countless scenes in the world of kink, usually involve a certain power dynamic. But this author feels it can also fall being the opposite end of the spectrum than a slave-master relationship. And it's a power dynamic which is a little bit more relaxed. So you treat pups as you would treat your own canine counterpart, like with love and affection. So number one reason why it's great, curiosity may have killed the cat, but the dog is still standing. So some people use it as a way to learn more about kink and BDSM. Curiosity is a natural part of the pup headspace. What actual dog doesn't want to sniff everything new all the time? 2, the pup headspace is extremely liberating. So most people live stressful lives, balance the schedule, navigate traffic, save money, go to the gym. Pup play is kind of a break from that. Number 3, the sex is amazing.
It is.
I'm a beta pup, which means I'm sexually submissive. A dominant would be an alpha pup, and lends itself to a great sex. The puppy headspace is automatically submissive to handlers, and you need someone who's obedient.
Sorry, I can't get into the puppy play thing.
There's only 4 more.
I can understand the appeal of puppy play.
Never mind. Go ahead, keep going.
So pups are a tight-knit community.
Our audiences are freaks, so they'll like it.
They do. We love you, weirdos.
Pups are a tight-knit community. The pup movement is new, especially among fetishes that have been around for generations, but they're very proactive at creating a close community. By the way, I know that it's not what you talked about, it's not like a specific registered thing, but there's a thing over in England where it's like a whole convention. Sex is not a requirement, so if you have sexual hang-ups, don't worry. The gear is really cool, but not necessary.
Puppy masks are fucking awesome.
I want the tail.
You want a little tail that goes in your booty?
Not for me.
Oh.
For whoever is riding me off to the kitchen.
I have a foxtail.
I'm like, hey here, puppy.
I have a bunny tail too.
I'd like to, I do want a tail, but.
It goes in your butt.
I know, I want a small tail. I don't want a big peacock ginormous, although it would be cool.
That make you
I shake and wag it and look adorable with it, with the tail. Some gear is fun to wear, some is super expensive. This one I felt was interesting. Getting collared is surprisingly romantic. When my boyfriend decided to collar me, went to Home Depot, measured chains around my neck, and asked a very confused sales associate to cut them. Then we went to PetSmart, bought locks and tags, and I'll never forget sitting in the parking lot when he locked the collar around my neck. It was arousing but sweet. And the last one, the relaxed power dynamic can make pup play seem less threatening than other scenes.
So a lot of those things are familiar to other just regular old BDSM instead of just puppy play. I mean, I've gone to Home Depot and measured chain before.
True dat.
I don't understand why the puppy has to come into it. Same thing with horses or any of the other I don't understand that.
So, I will speak from some limited experience here. Being put into that headspace, either by yourself or by a partner or a well-versed individual, is very, very liberating, because even as a human submissive, you still have everyday worries that you have to worry about. But when you join that animal headspace, where the most important thing you need to worry about is pleasing,
Licking feet and sniffing crotch.
licking feet and sniffing crotch, not pooping on the carpet, peeing outside where you're supposed to go. Like, all of that stuff is literally being able to, without guilt, forget about everything else. It's very hard for humans to do that without some excuse for doing it. And this is a good excuse for doing it. It's not, look, it is not the weirdest of the fetishes we've even talked about on this show.
And I don't think, like, they go to work as a puppy.
No.
Like, they don't.
And they're not even like that all day long.
It's
Usually, sometimes it's just once a week for a couple of hours.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
It's like meditation.
If the appeal of it is that you get to get out of your life, out of the headspace of being a productive citizen of the United States,
being
of
a
the world,
human,
then why the fuck are you going to work? Why don't you find a dude that will pay all the bills so you can be a puppy full fucking time?
Because that is literally impossible.
I can be I have been and can be a submissive in the bedroom without turning into a puppy or a horse.
But that's you.
Yeah.
You're not all the people. You're not. You are not all the people.
Okay, so, and I could be completely wrong, and I could be
You are.
completely off.
You are.
But if you bring things like puppies or horses or other such things into that sexual play,
She's talking about age play in that third one, y'all.
then it kind of shows it's like a stepping stone to.
It is not, and there are studies that prove that it's not.
You
are wrong.
It worries me though.
And it can bother and worry you all you want. You don't have to do it.
I'm pretty sure somebody who's into pup play, I'm pretty sure they're not going to go fuck a dog.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I don't think that's
it's
what
usually not
about.
even expressing that particular.
Have you not met Gareth the goat fucker?
I have not met Gareth the goat fucker.
I built that wall over there and that wall over there, and you fuck one sheep. On that note, I'm probably not going to be here for the end of the show.
I'll watch it.
Have you heard of the indie film Bitch? It's about a wife, mother having a mental breakdown, and she kind of becomes the family's pet dog. Have you watched that?
Yes.
See, maybe that's where I get all of my ideas about mental health from TV. So maybe that's what it is. You know, if I think that you're doing...
But I don't think it's a mental health thing. I think that it's a release.
Have you heard of the indie film Bitch? It's about a wife mother having a mental break.
Well,
and
that
she becomes...
particular movie, again, as we discussed last week,
And this is where
you
I
cannot base real life based off of shows and movies.
And Sierra is probably right. I am probably completely wrong on this. But if you tell me that you have a deviancy or a fetish that has to do with baby play or puppies or horses, I'm going to look at you in a little different way. Not that I won't be your friend or anything,
Right.
but if for some reason you have you like horseplay, you want the horse or the puppy or whatever.
I want to ride
and
one
then
to
we
the
go
kitchen.
to my friend's house who happens to have horses on his ranch.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of keep you away from the horses.
But it's not the same. It's not about the animal. It's more about, I think, the act of the intimacy. Like, it's not kept in regular everyday life.
You know what it is? It's because I've been listening to this new podcast, and it's called My Favorite Murder. And it's about these two ladies who really love murder. And they talk about all the different kinds of murders there have been. And almost all the stories, and I watch all the crime shows and all the things on series on Netflix and everything, and most of the people who get caught or are found out later all have these deviancies, and they go into these certain areas that we touch on this show, which I'm sure are perfectly healthy. But when I see this whole group of people who have gotten caught for killing people that have these deviancies, it makes me wonder.
So, 3 minutes?
Holy crap.
I mean, I don't kind of know what more to say to that other than just because somebody has a deviancy, it doesn't make them a potential murderer.
And I have said 100% that I'm Sierra's
and I
right.
don't even
I'm probably
think it's,
wrong.
I don't think it's even a deviancy. Like, I wouldn't classify having a fetish
I'm still
as a
keeping you
deviancy.
away from my friend's horses. That's all I'm saying.
I could go get my own horses, but it's not about the horses. I will say, though, with all that being said, I can understand them. I can understand the whole concept of, kind of getting away from the real world and having the same thing like I have the thing with furries. Like, I would totally love to be a furry or love to be around furries. I just don't want to be in the hot, outfit. Like, just maybe a cutesy furry with
We actually have some really good friends of the show who are furries.
So I totally want to do it.
I love them.
But
I'm keeping my pets away from them.
In doing so, like, they're not going to come. If I'm a cat furry, I'm not going to come like, fuck your cat. It just means that sometimes I enjoy having an alternate mindset, which I will say, as somebody who has high anxiety and high like work-related stress, having a release like that, I think, I think I need to find one now. Like, I'm going to go find one of these, because just having that release, to me, from what it sounds, would
I
be
am
interesting.
looking forward to the dissertation.
I absolutely want to talk to him about it after he's
collegiate
finished.
piece on this.
And maybe even see if we can get him to call in. Real Sex did a piece on pony play.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of. I think I saw Bones that had pony play.
They did
Episode
one on
of Bones.
But they did one on Pup Play too, and one had a guy in Vegas.
I'm telling you, I learned all about mental deviancy from television.
Well, as
And
Tim
movies.
said, I have based my entire life around film/TV, and Toxi is right. It's no way to live.
Right.
So I don't, by the way, I don't mind the whole Toxi is right thing. I kind of like to save those in a little folder on my phone, just,
So we were going to talk about, in our private Facebook group, I posted an article, a post that Tia Tequila, is that how you say her name?
Tila Tequila or something?
Tila Tequila posted about fat girls and makeup. We're going to do a little private video just for the group for it. We're not going to talk about it on the air. But just so you know, Tila, whatever the fuck her name is, she's a has-been and a Nazi worshiper and used to be a porn star. So there we go. That's all I got to say about that.
Although there's nothing wrong with anybody who used to be a porn star.
No.
So we don't want to tie that into the negative aspect.
True.
But she is very, she's got a lot of other very negative things
Right.
associated with her. So
With that said, I'm Elexia.
Toxi.
And we will see you next week if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches!